Hello Year 9. Today we're going to continue with our statistics chapter and we're going to have a look at averages from grouped data. So our date today is Friday the 5th of February and our learning objective is to estimate the mean, mode, median and range for grouped data. So in recent weeks we've already looked at finding the mean, the median, the mode and the range from discrete data, and now we're going to have a look at how we do that when we've got grouped data. So I'm going to use this example to show you how it works. So this table below shows the marks of 31 students who took a fitness test. The question is going to ask us to estimate the mean, the median, the mode and the range. Now the reason we need to estimate is because this data has been put into a table where it is grouped. So 3 students managed to score between 0 and 4. Now we don't know out of those 3 students what marks they got because this data has been grouped. Sometimes it's grouped to make it easier to understand so that they could show more easily the data if there's a lot of data. So if we're asked to find the averages using group data, we can only actually give an estimate. We can't give an actual measurement because we don't know how many marks each student in that group got. So we're going to work our way through this example one by one. So the first part was to estimate the mean. Now to estimate the mean of group data, we need to use the midpoint of each group. The way we find the midpoint is we add the 2 extremes and we divide by 2. So 0 plus 4 is 2, divided by 2 gives us the midpoint. Can you now find the midpoints of all of the other groups? So we add the 2 extremes, divide by 2 to get our midpoint. Let's see if you got that right. So 5 plus 9 is 14, divided by 2 gives us a midpoint of 7. 10 plus 14 is 24, divided by 2 is our midpoint of 12, and 15 plus 19 divided by 2 gives us 17. Now, if we look here, it shows us that 2 students scored an estimate of 17 marks because that's our midpoint. So to find our total marks for that group, we're going to do the frequency, number of students in this case. The estimated is our midpoint. So 2 multiplied by 17 will give us 34 marks. And then we need to find the total marks for all the other groups. So we multiply our frequency by the midpoint of that group to get how many total marks for that group. Can you fill in the yellow marks now? Let's see how you got on. So 3 multiplied by 2 gives us a total marks of 6 points in our group 0 to 4. 6 times 7, 42, total marks for group 5 to 9, and 240, 20 times 12, 240 to give our total marks for 10 to 14 group. Now our estimated mean is our estimated total marks divided by the number of students. We know there's 31 students in total. Now our estimated total marks is our marks added together. So our 6 and our 42 are 240 and 34, and then we need to divide that by 31. So total here of 322 divided by 31 would give us our estimated mean of 10.4 marks. Okay, so just a quick recap. If we're going to estimate the mean, we first of all need to find the midpoint of each group. Then we need to multiply it by the frequency to give us the total marks for that group. Then we add up the total marks and divide by the number of students or the frequency. Okay, let's go on to estimate the median. So the median, just to remind you, is the middle value. If there are 31 students, the middle value would be the 16th student. That way we'd have 15 students on one side of the middle and the 15 students on the other side of that 16th value. Now to find out which group the median group would be, we need to find out where that 16th value would be. And we work out the cumulative frequency, then we can work out where that 16th value would lie. So the cumulative frequency, the group 0 to 4 would be 3 students. Groups 5 to 9 would be the 3 from 0 to 4 plus the 6 from the 5 to 9 group. So the first 9 students would lie in the first 2 groups. Then we'd add our 20, so the first 29 students would lie in the first 3 groups. Now 16 is our middle value, so actually 16 would lie in here. So up to 9 would be here, and then up to 29 would be here. So our 16th value lies in this group here, so our median group would be 10 to 14. To estimate the mode, we can only give the modal class because we don't have individual values. We don't have how many marks each individual student got. So all we do for the modal class is to take the most, mode is the highest frequency. So in this example here, 20 is the highest frequency, so our modal class will be 10 to 14 marks. And finally, to estimate the range is the difference between the smallest and the biggest values. Well, here we have to think about what would be the smallest possible value or the largest possible value. So the largest possible value could be 19 and the smallest possible value could be 0, so there could be a student that got 0 marks. Then we find the difference between the two, so 19 take away 0 will give us a range of 19. Right, I hope that made sense. You might want to go back through this PowerPoint just to check that you know how to find each one of those averages. What I'd like you to do now, please, is some individual work. Attached to Google Classroom, there's worksheet 1. That's from the My Maths workbook. It's from page 151 on your My Maths workbook, and I'd just like you to do questions 1 to 3, so not the question at the end, just questions 1 to 3. When you've done that, I'd really like everybody to have a go at the challenge worksheet 1, which is the estimated mean. That's a Corbett Maths worksheet. And then anybody that's feeling very brave and very good and very confident at this work, I'd like you to have a go at challenge worksheet 2. That's finding the median. Okay, so everybody should be doing the worksheet 1. I'd like most people to do challenge worksheet 1, and there might be a few of you that will do challenge worksheet 2. Please take a photograph of your work or do it onto Google Docs if you would prefer, and then upload that work to me. Okay, I do expect to see that work. I want to know how you're getting on. Right, super. I will see you next Friday. Well done, Year 9.